President Trump is calling for an end to special counsel Robert Mueller's Russia investigation. He claims it's a total hoax. The president says Attorney General Jeff Sessions should stop the probe. Critics say the president could be obstructing justice. White House correspondent Mark Irons reports on this continuing story. Good evening, Mark.
Good evening, Lauren. President Trump being very direct in a series of tweets today, blasting the Russia investigation as it looks for any possible ties between his campaign and Russia. The White House isn't backing away from the claim that the investigation has been biased against the president since the start, and the press secretary says the president isn't obstructing, he's fighting back.
It's ridiculous that all of the corruption and dishonesty that's gone on with the launching of the witch hunt, the president has watched this process play out, but he also wants to see it come to an end, as he stated many times, and we look forward to that happening.
White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders says the president wasn't issuing an order, but sharing his opinion today when he referred to the Russia probe, tweeting, "This is a terrible situation, and Attorney General Jeff Sessions should stop this rigged witch hunt right now before it continues to stain our country any further." Bob Mueller is totally conflicted, and his 17 angry Democrats that are doing his dirty work are a disgrace to the USA. Mueller's investigation has brought Paul Manafort, a short-time Trump campaign manager, to trial. That doesn't sit well with the president.
Certainly the president's been clear. He thinks Paul Manafort's been treated unfairly.
Manafort's trial began yesterday, but the charges aren't related to Russian collusion. Instead, he's accused of multi-million-dollar conspiracy to evade U.S. tax and banking laws. In another tweet, the president says, looking back on history, who was treated worse? Alphonse Capone, legendary mob boss, killer, and public enemy number one, or Paul Manafort, political operative and Reagan Dole darling, now serving solitary confinement, although convicted of nothing? Where is the Russian collusion? Lauren, shifting gears, we have also been following the case of Andrew Brunson, an American pastor detained in Turkey on espionage charges. Sarah Sanders announced in today's White House briefing that the U.S. will impose sanctions on Turkish officials for unjustly treating Brunson. The press secretary says the White House sees no evidence that Pastor Brunson has done anything wrong. Lauren.
And Mark, I also noticed the president hosted a large group of pastors at the White House. What was discussed?
The main focus today was prison reform as the president met with a group of inner-city pastors. The White House is pushing for the passage of the First Step Act. It doesn't focus on sentencing reform, but rehabilitation. One goal is to connect inmates with workforce training programs as they re-enter society. Lauren.
White House correspondent Mark Irons, thank you, Mark, for the update.